I am Shiksha Aurora, and with me in studio right now, I have my green warriors tonight. These are three very passionate women when it comes to matters environmental conservation. With me, I have Malkia. We also have Faith, as well as Damaris. And yeah, as we wrap up, as we just have, this conversation, and of course, moving forward, maybe you guys can tell me what your thoughts are on your achievements, your aspirations, what exactly you would like to achieve in the long run. Because sometimes I feel like when you start off being an environmental activist, when you start off championing for the environment, when you're trying to pass on the message of going green, matters, trying to just champion for this earth that we live in, what is something that you think is a shortcoming, the challenges that you face, and how exactly would you like to tackle that head on? We'll start off with you, and then we'll move on.
A problem that I faced personally is just getting the platforms to speak about environmental sustainability, and I think also that goes for other environmental warriors. I'm privileged to be here, but there's some environmental warriors that are seated at home with no place to voice their concerns and voice the policies that they may be discussing in the background, and would like institutes such as the Kenya Climate Initiative Center that finances projects concerning climate action. I feel like it should be more accessible for other climate warriors, for us to make impactful change in our society. Because I had talked about my project just before, and it would be useful for us to be able to get funding for such things like that, so it can be more feasible, and we can be able to maybe present it on more on a global stage or an international stage, as well as having the opportunity to attend conferences such as COP28 that's supposed to happen this year. It would be beneficial for us to get more opportunities to speak. That was one of the shortcomings that I have experienced while being a climate warrior.
All right, thank you so much for that. What about you, Faith? What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome, and you continuously, deal with these day in, day out? How exactly do you deal with such challenges, and what exactly would you like to maybe encourage other young climate warriors on how to go about, just tackling them?
Yeah, so my major challenge, I'd say, is on social norms, because where I come from is a Muslim community, Isli, and in Isli, women are not allowed to be as vocal as I am.
Yeah.
So majority of, I can say 80% of the waste that end up in Mathere River and Nairobi River comes from Isli business community, and addressing this issue has become a challenge because as a woman, I get backlash, especially from the textile waste and human waste, which is raw sewage that is directed directly to the Mathere River. So sometimes I feel like I'm not protected while speaking out. Sometimes I get threats and backlash from the community, but I stand strong, and hopefully as we go on, I'll get more support to address this issue. So that is my major challenge as an environmentalist, addressing this issue and working with the Islam community.
Okay. Thank you for highlighting that. When you mentioned the textile industry, it is a huge industry here in the country, especially, and as big as the industry is, it also has a negative side to it. Not everything is positive.
Yeah.
Yes, it brings a lot of employment. We have this business we've created that empowers a lot of young entrepreneurs, and also just gives people food on the table. By the same time, we don't really highlight what happens in the backdrop when it comes to the negative influence it has on the environment, and the impact it has, the side effects, the adverse effects it has on things like the environment, when it comes to waste as well. So these are things that people don't really talk about. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for that. What about you, Damaris? As we wrap up, what is something that you've experienced in this journey of yours of being a climate warrior that you'd like to highlight and just really tell people who are watching that this is what I went through and this is how I overcame?
Yeah. One of the biggest challenge is inclusivity.
Yes.
Because in Mathere, you find majority of groups dealing with climate change, especially on the sector of waste management, are young men. You see, it's a it's a community where men are the ones leading. And when you are a women-led organization and you want to be involved, sometimes it's really difficult for them to even hear you because the majority are them, you see, so you don't have even a say at the decision making. Even whenever they are planning event at the community level, they don't consider inviting you because they feel like, what can a girl tell us, you see? But at the end of the day, you are doing something for your community and you are doing something to change the environment. But me personally, I've always been passionate on matters governance and social accountability. So each time I hear that there is a meeting on waste management, I usually try my level best and attend. And if I'm sure that I'll not be able to attend that meeting, I send a representative who is a young person to go and represent us. Because how can you say that climate change does not affect men, it affects both of us. So you don't know the idea that I have. That's why you're excluding me. But when we come together, we can form a solution that will benefit the community. So that's what I do. I usually try my level best to ensure that I'm in that process. Because whenever you're in that process, it's easier for you to make a change.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, ladies, for your thoughts. Thank you so much for coming on the show.